watching the pictures of my family float on by. I do appreciate it. If you are new here, thank you. Thank you for giving this channel a chance. I appreciate that. If you are returning, thank you. I appreciate you as well. I appreciate all the beautiful people that watch this channel. Thank you very much for doing that. I'm going to do a rambling session. I have a few things on my heart, and one of those things that I have been thinking about here recently is how much homeschool is really a mindset, you know? And the other thing is fostering a love of learning. How I'm fostering a love of learning with Remington. And the third thing I've had on my heart is just a word: inspiration. Inspiration. I love when y'all give me feedback. I love answering your questions. We would love for you to subscribe. So go ahead and hit that red button and everything will be good. And you'll love this channel, you know, and you'll want to watch every video I put out. Nah, I'm playing. Not every video, but possibly 99% of them. Leave me a comment or question and I will be happy to answer that for you. All right, so let's start with the first thing that I kind of have on my heart, which is homeschool is a mindset. A few videos back, I was talking about having 1 foot in and 1 foot out of homeschooling, and that I needed to decide whether I was going to have both feet in and go full-fledged with the homeschooling plans that I want to have, you know, the homeschooling plans that I feel are best for Remington, and not have to constantly worry about, well, what if he does have to go back to public school? What if? I don't want those what ifs. So I had to decide, can I handle that? What I mean by can I handle that is 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Do I need to send him to public school due to my chronic illness, due to you know, him being the only child and it being difficult where we live to find a lot of extracurricular activities for him to do? So going through those what ifs, can I adapt to his ever-changing learning style? Because I have a totally different teaching style. I have to adapt to his learning style. It's not the other way around. This is his education. I don't expect him to adapt to my teaching style. In my homeschool, I feel like if I wanted him to adapt to my teaching style, then he should probably be in public school, because I'm not fostering a love of learning with his learning style. That's how I feel. It's okay if you feel totally different in your homeschool, but that is how I feel. So my homeschool, personally, my homeschool mindset is giving him 100% and of my best self. And what that means is, 1, teaching him to learn, encouraging him to follow his pursuits, you know, and being his cheerleader. If I could go back and talk to myself a couple of years ago, just starting out homeschooling, I would say, here, Stef, write down these few sentences, keep them with you, and then look back in 2 years and see where you are. And what I would write down, if I happen to have a pen and paper with me, that's kind of subtle, isn't it? What I would write down is, I am enough. I am enough. I will doubt myself, but I am enough. Homeschooling is hard. Homeschooling is wonderful. Nobody cares about his education more than his grandfather and I do. I would write that down if you happen to be taking notes. Or you could save this video, share it, whatever. Anyway, the other thing that I would write down is accept failure, celebrate accomplishments. Yeah. Learn to accept failure. For me, learn to accept failure and celebrate accomplishments. Doesn't matter how small they are, celebrate accomplishments. I would also write down, this too shall pass. Breathe. Take a break. Take breaks when needed. It's okay to take breaks when needed. And the final thing I would write down is, I'm going to be with Remi 24/7. And I should not buy a whole lot of curriculum. I should buy more board games, more card games. A bounce house, a tree swing, I should buy a lot more activities than I did. So I would forego all that curriculum that I bought, and I would just buy games, because being with him 24/7, woo, man, yeah, there's things that you're going to need to do to fill those gaps when you're not, schooling. As homeschool teachers, we have to, like I was saying, we have to adapt to their learning style. If you're just starting to homeschool, if your child is, kindergarten, first, second grade, take the time to get to know their learning style. I know that you want to jump into that curriculum. Believe me, I know. Okay? I know you want to jump into that curriculum. Go ahead, jump in it. Read the teacher's guide, okay, so that you're more prepared. And that it's okay if they're 6 years old and they're still playing. Read to them. Read to them. Have them count. For them, they're going to learn. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as they're inspired to learn. If we cannot give them that love, that passion for learning, they're not going to want to learn. They're not going to want to do anything. But if we can have the 3 R's along with the enrichment, right? And I'm sure you've watched some videos on enrichment, the science, the history, the social studies, the geography. That will come, and he will pick it up like that, right? Because he'll know how to read. He'll know how to research. He'll want to learn. He will want to pick up books. So when I say, again, homeschool mindset, it is setting up my homeschool for him, adapting my teaching style to his learning style, to find another method of teaching if his learning style is not, meshing with how I'm trying to teach. I have a video I'll put right up here of me talking about our language arts program and how I really, 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 really love this language arts program. It's learning language arts through literature. And how I needed to make some changes to see if I could make that program work. And I'll go into all of that when I do our April update. But just making those changes, yeah, it helped. It helped. Now, is it the same program? You'll subscribe and find out at the end of April. But it did help, making those few changes. So, yeah, if you're interested in what changes we made, go back and watch that video. It'll kind of give you some tips and tricks of how to kind of adapt the curriculum to fit your needs. Right now, he learns best with unit studies. I'm trying to go at his pace. That was one of the reasons that I wanted to homeschool. If somebody says, oh, well, he doesn't know his, multiplication yet. No, he sure doesn't, because we do it our way here, I have decided to go all in and try to put what if this happens and what if this happens? I'm going to try this year to put that all away. Giving him my best self. Trying not to have decision fatigue when it comes to choosing curriculum or choosing anything for that matter. We have learned more in the past couple of months than we did the first 5 months of school by doing the program that he wants to do, and that is 5 in a row, the unit studies. I have also looked at some other unit studies, and we have been trying those out, and I will have that in an upcoming video as well, on what other unit studies that I'm looking at. Remembering what the fire in my belly is. Remembering my why. Looking at what I wrote down, what I started doing. And that is when our homeschool turned around. It's when our homeschool turned around. Is when we started doing, is when we started doing unit studies. The campfire curriculum, that's a pretty sweet curriculum. So that one I cannot wait to give you an update on. The read alouds. He's loving Sunlight. He is loving the K program. He's loving it. Actually, we're both enjoying that one. What was on my heart today was to give you a list if you are a new homeschooler, or if you are somebody that has had a hard time this year, like me. I mean, I've been in the hospital a few times this year due to my illness. You know, we've had job loss, we've had a lot of life going on. But we're showing Remington that we pick ourselves up and we keep moving and we keep going and we keep being a family. I have a surprise. I have an unboxing that I'm going to be doing in my next video, and I cannot wait to show y'all the unboxing that I'm going to do. But I'm going to leave it here for today and just remind you that if you're making a list, and if I were to go back and make a list, I would say you are enough. Expect failure. Accept failure. Celebrate the accomplishments, even if they're minor. Even if they finished the math problems within 5 minutes that day instead of 45. Okay? Celebrate that accomplishment. Nobody is going to care about your child's education, your grandchild's education, your student's education more than you. This too shall pass when you have the rough days. This too shall pass. So that's where I'm going to end it for today. Give us a like if anything in this video helped you today. That lets me know that somebody out there likes our content. It also lets YouTube land know that somebody out there likes our content, and they push it to others who may enjoy our content as well. Until we meet again, be good to each other. Bye-bye.